I'm attorney Nick Alcock. I'm a DUI attorney here in Phoenix, Arizona. If you get pulled over for a DUI in Arizona, there are a number of things that you need to consider, and a lot of people call me and they want to know, well, what should I do if I get pulled over? Well, the first thing you need to realize is that when you get pulled over by a police officer late at night, chances are that police officer already is starting a DUI investigation. They're already looking to see if there are signs and symptoms of impaired driving, whether or not you're weaving within your lane, whether or not there are other indicators that the way that you're driving is impaired. Too slow, too fast, erratically, any type of behavior is something that the police officer is going to be looking at. One of the things the police officer is going to be looking at also is the way that you pull over to the side of the road. So when lights come on, how long does it take you to pull over? Where do you park? A lot of people want to pull over in a well-lit area, but if you wait 5 minutes, the police officer probably is going to get agitated, probably going to use that against you, that it took you so long to pull over. And I've seen many cases where police officers say, well, yeah, it looked like they weren't aware that I'd activated the lights, and then they use that against a driver in a DUI case because they say, well, they were too impaired to even notice that the lights were on. So be aware of the fact that if you're getting pulled over, the police officer is going to note how long did it take you to pull over, where did you park, and then did you park in a parking space or did you park in an erratic fashion. And a lot of people will park in an empty parking lot wherever they want, thinking that that's fine, but in actuality the police officer might hold it against you and might put in the police report that you parked in the middle of a parking lot straddling two parking spaces. So just be aware of that. Police officer is going to come up to the car. Instantaneously, the police officer is going to assess the way that you appear, whether or not you smell like alcohol. They're going to look for any type of signs and symptoms of impairment. Disheveled clothing, unkempt appearance can be used against you in a DUI investigation. Obviously, open containers of alcohol can be used against you. The manner in which you give your driver's license, your registration, your insurance card to the police officer also can be used against you. If it takes you a really long time to find your insurance card, if you're holding your wallet open and your license is right there in front of you and you're looking through your cards, it takes you a while to get your driver's license out, that actually would be something a police officer would testify against you in court and say, well, it took it took the defendant a minute to get their driver's license out, and it was right there. Now, some people just get nervous. Some people, the police officers approaching their car, they're a little bit shaky, they're a little bit nervous, and it's not impairment actually. It's just police officers make me nervous, and so it took me a while to get my driver's license out. Just be aware of the fact that that police officer is going to be writing everything down later into the police report. Anything that you do that's out of the ordinary can be used against you. When a police officer asks, do you want to do the field sobriety test, it's my opinion that the answer should be no. That you should never do the roadside Olympics, the touch your nose, count your fingers, that kind of thing. And the reason for that is that those tests are very highly subjective, and even in perfect controlled environments where everything is well lit and inside a building, they're only about 70% accurate. And my advice is there's really no reason to do the field sobriety tests. My advice would be tell the police officer, look, I'd rather speak with my attorney first. At that point, the police officer has to decide, am I going to arrest this person for DUI or am I going to let him go? If, for example, you park in a parking area which is well lit and you're parked in a safe manner, you pull over quickly give your driver's license, your registration, your insurance information over to the police officer. If they can't smell alcohol, if you don't look like you're disheveled, if you're not slurring your speech, you ask to speak with an attorney, there really isn't any evidence that you are an impaired driver. And there may be a way to win your case for a lack of probable cause if the police officer arrests you anyway. And the rule of thumb is basically don't give the police officer any evidence that you don't have to. You may have to give your driver's license over, but you don't have to answer any questions about whether or not you've been drinking. Now, if the police officer wants you to blow into a handheld device, you can say no. If they take you down to the station and they want you to blow into the big intoxilizer, if you say no, your license will be suspended. And then they can get a warrant and then they can pull your blood. So be aware of the fact that at the roadside, you can say, no, I don't want to do any of the tests. When you actually get down to the station and they say, will you submit to blood, and you say no, be aware of the fact they can actually get a warrant and they can pull your blood. I know that DUI cases are very complicated. I know that there's an awful lot of information that we just discussed. If you have any questions whatsoever, you want to speak with a DUI attorney, give me a call, 602-989-5000. My name is Nick Alcock. I'm the owner of Alcock & Associates. 602-989-5000, and the call is free, and I'd be happy to walk you through the case. Thanks so much.